Hello, it is Tuesday night again, July 2nd. How is this year half over? Like, literally, I had that little meme in my stories the other day, and I was like, I'm still processing March, but we're going into July. That's how I feel like. But it's good because it's been a really, really full year and it's got a lot of interesting, fun stuff. So, tonight we are going to cover some things of July. We are going to be going over some things that are happening and some really interesting incentives. Sheila, did you want to start with that?
Let's do it. Okay, July incentives. I'm very excited for these because we've got some good stuff going on. Who all saw the Ninja Creamy? I have wanted one of these for such a long time. Like when I was on my whole carnivore kick, I was like, I want ice cream. You can make carnivore ice cream, and I wanted ice cream. And you could make that with this thing. I mean, you could make um anything. You could make like pink drink ice cream or pink drink slushies or whatever. Like how cool. Or use lean and make lean ice cream. That would be fantastic. Dankeschön. My drink. So if you enroll for this month with a 100 PV order, actually they've changed this a little bit. So now it is if you enroll for this month with a 100 PV order and develop a level 1 silver, you get the Ninja Creamy or retain 3 from last month is what I think it was, right? Because in the boards, it's a little bit wrong now. I saw the revisions today. I'm gonna have to double check that again, but if you're not sure, I'll check it and then I'll revise it in boards and you should have the right information there because this is wrong, I think.
What did you put in boards? Because I know it was
Oh,
changed.
this is right, actually. I'm wrong. Because
Level one.
it says enroll, the graphic that I saw today is wrong. This says enroll 4 new VIPs with 100 PV initial order and retain 3 new customers from June. So they have to be 3 people that joined in June with a 50 PV order or more, or enroll 4 and develop 1 new level 1 silver. So it's 2 options. So either you go the enroll 4 and retain, or the enroll 4 and develop a silver. So really, really good. Um, Anybody who upgrades to a brand ambassador in the month of July enjoys double business building bonuses for this month. So for that person that goes silver this month, that new level 1 silver, you could get them a Ninja Creamy. You encourage them with the fact that they're going to get double bonuses this month, which is amazing. Give 10 like every other month so far in the last little while. They get 10% off of their initial order for Canada, Mexico, and Australia. Save 10 for current customers and brand ambassadors. They save $10 off of a purchase of 50 PV or more. The promo codes are all in boards and in the team page. Rank rewards continues. All of the details and qualifications are also in boards and in the team page. And there is so much in the Plexus Go app. So much. I feel like we underutilize it with how much is in there. There are graphics, there is information, there's so much in there. There's so much in boards. You have all of the information at your fingertips. At your fingertips. So, and like I always say, just click around. You're not going to break anything. You won't break it. Just click, 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 click until you figure it out and find it. So those are our incentives for July. So who's all getting a creamy? I want one. I am going to work towards getting a creamy. Which means I'm going to be doing IPA on my entire 2-week camping trip.
You might just meet people along the way.
Oh, you know I will.
Physical IPA is always the best. Yes, Shelly, the search bar works excellent in the Go app. It's so easy to find stuff. It makes it so quick to go and find it. Okay, that sounds amazing. We're going to be going over some more of these things as we go, but right now, I am so excited to share tonight that Holly is going to share a little bit of some decisions that she has made in the last little while. And I think after convention, she was pretty sure that this was a good decision. So I'll let her tell the story.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
Why are you nervous? It's just
I
us.
don't know. I don't know. Just speaking in general, I have nothing prepared. I'm like, I'll just wing it. It'll be fine.
Winging is good.
Right. So it's like about, I don't know, 2 months ago, I decided it was time to quit my job and work Plexus full time. I don't, yeah, still wrapping my head around that, but it's just like it just truly feels that's where I'm meant to be. Like the people, the community, the everything, everything about it just aligns with who I am. Like I'm meant to serve people. I've just been doing it by literally serving them food for so many years. And one day I just decided that just like I could serve them more in their life than rather just like every day in their life than just, one meal in their belly and sending them off happy. It's just it's been a little bit of a crazy thing. So yeah, it's just like I remember having a couple of maybe like a week at work where I was just feeling like nobody's listening to me, nobody's working hard. Why am I the only one working hard here? Like, why am I giving so much of my heart and soul to a place that literally pays me minimum wage? Right. So it's just like, you do the math and it's just like, if I put in the work and I know that any job that I do, I do my best. So it's just like, the best choice for me was to actually step away from my job so that I can focus all of my attention on it. Because even if I stay there part time, I know that my heart's still going to be there and I'm still going to be concerned about all these things that don't matter. It's like I want to put my energy into things that do matter. So I mentioned it to my husband one day. He was like, do it. Let's go. Quit your job. Do it today. I'm like, I gave him like a solid 8 weeks notice. But yeah, so I have 2 days of work left and I'm just a little scared. I'm super excited and I'm I don't know. I just truly feel in my heart that this is where I'm meant to be. This is the place this is where my energy is meant to be focused. This is my next part of my journey. Yeah, everything up until this point has brought me here, but it's it's all it's all good. It's all good.
Love that so much because, okay, so for those of you that were not at convention, Holly and Grant came for the first time and they were just a blast. And I think it really, really set in both of you that this is real. Like we can do this, right? Like you guys just left with a vision and you were even more affirmed that this is what you want to do. Tell us a little bit about your convention first experience between the two of you. I love how you shared how Grant was like sending messages and telling his friends after you guys came back.
Absolutely, absolutely. So like I knew in my heart that this is what I was going to be doing, but convention absolutely solidified that for me. There's just so much support and so much information. Like I'm still processing all of it. It's just like, yeah, I couldn't tell you what I learned specifically in what breakout session, but it's just like it's all in there. So but yeah, it was so good. And like he was just willing to come with me and sit there and just be my little puppy and hang out and he soaked it all into it. So it's like, yeah, he was like, not that there was any question in his mind either, but it's just like now he's seen how this could all just work together and he's like, let's go. Let's just do this. So he's not about to quit his job because he loves his job, but you know, he's now even more than willing to, not that he wasn't willing, but he was just like, it's like the support is just like, I just know in my heart that this is the path. This is the path.
Well, I loved seeing that so much because it's something when you've experienced it yourself. Like that was pretty much our story. We went to convention together and we came home, we could not stop talking about the things that we could do. But then when it becomes more clarified and you see all these thousands of people around you doing it, so it's not like a pipe dream, right? It's something in reality, like you said, if you put in the work, it's going to happen. And so we were just so terribly excited to have you guys there and just so happy for you to make this decision. Now, me and Holly talked a little bit about having been a mom and a working mom for very many years. when you step out of the workforce into something like this, it looks different. It looks different, and you feel, you know, a little bit of fish out of the water because no one's telling you where to be when, right? And yet that becomes your golden ticket. So we're super excited for you. Thank you for sharing, Holly.
I'm
I
super
can't wait to see
excited.
what's going to happen in the next year.
Rerun gold this month. That's the first goal.
See, there you go. She's already doing it. I love it. I love it. And there's big things coming. So we're very excited for you guys. Thank you for sharing that. All right. With that, Gold School coming up in like not very long. I just about had a little bit of a mini panic attack today because me and Sheila are trying to align our schedules. You know, we live close together, but it's really funny how we have to schedule to be together. And we have to get our piece ready and submitted. And we have to be like actually somewhat professional. So man, we can't wing it, Sheila. We're going to get that ready. But there's a special there, and I'm going to quickly find it. And oh gosh, where was it here? Pop it up, because I love that Plexus does this for us, that we can make it doable for everybody. Can you guys see that? Okay, so Road to Gold School. Canadian Gold and above brand ambassadors can earn up to $150 Canadian for every 3 new qualifying level 1 VIP customers they sign up with an initial order of 100 PVs to a maximum of 300 Canadian. So that's 6 level 1s, right? So we're talking about the Ninja, right? There's benefits and bonuses there. This is on top of that yet. If you're wanting to come to Gold School and you think, okay, that's a little bit of a stretch, I have to pay for my room, have to pay for my gas, here is your way to get there. And so how to earn: attain gold brand ambassador rank or higher. So you just have to be a gold, register and attend. You have to be there and earn $150 for 3 qualifying VIP enrollments. Now, I think the good part about this is our system is already ready. Everything is in place as you're going to be sharing to work towards getting the Ninja or whatever your goals are for this month, re-ranking gold or going gold. You will automatically fall into this category. So it's kind of like a bonus gift that they're almost paying you to stay or to come and stay at the hotel for Gold School. So I'm very excited for that. We do have the existing chat from last month that we were doing the gold challenge in. All our videos are in there. If you feel like you need a little bit more catch-up time or rewatch time, those videos are all on YouTube. They're all in that chat. If you want to go gold this month, talk to your upline and come jump into that chat with us, because there is so much valuable content in there. You will never be able to absorb it all in just watching it once. And we have decided to keep going with this group because our goal is still the same. It's the consistency and the repetitive actions that are going to get us there. That is what we're working on, okay? And so even if you're not going to Gold School, even if you are not gold, even if you are just starting to share in this business or just wanting to talk more about the products and you're not quite sure where to start, how to do it, or who to talk to, I decided today that we should probably go over a little bit of the structure of what Brittany and Christina taught at convention. And I have the whole layout of all their graphics, files, everything that we're going to be sharing. And oh, you got the playlist of, oh, that's the whole link of all the videos for June. Super, thank you. Copy that and save that. And then it'll be, again, a reminder for us to know that this is why we do IPA. This is why we focus on the consistent reach outs and talking to people. So on an average, you will have anywhere from 8 to 12 conversations with someone before they actually decide of whether they want to try or start Plexus or not. Now, the big deciding factor that they're going to be making is not because Plexus sells products. The biggest, and do you know what the amount is? Over 80% of their deciding factor will be of who you are and how you are sharing. 80% of the piece that you are sharing will be because of who you are. So last night, Amber Miller did the social media training that was also shared at convention. There's a reason of why we're re-watching some of these things, because the information is so very good. We want to take time to have it really, really soak in. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to make a graphic about this, we're going to get together on Zoom and do a watch party on Amber's social media training, because it aligns so well with what Brittany and Christina were teaching at convention. So I'm going to pop up this here and go over a little bit of why. Sheila, did I make you co-host? Yeah, I did, right? Okay. Which one is it? There we go. All right. This is, oh goodness. Let's not do that. This is the weekly action sheet that they shared with their graphics and with the other conversation pieces. This is an outline of what it takes to consistently do income producing activity and why these are the connection points that you want to make. I like how they have broken it down into categories, because these are the places of where you want to spend the majority of your time. So if you look at the biggest one is expanding your network. The very biggest one is, and that is why when we have the graphic of the funnel, if you imagine a funnel, the top is the biggest part of the funnel, right? You always want to drop the most amount of people into the top of your funnel. And as you're bringing them through, the funnel narrows, right? And so expanding your network, we've talked quite a bit about this, and we have a lot of information and resources on this as well. But I feel like summer, the best thing in summer to expand your network is get out among people. Get out among people, find venues that you can do a simple Plexus table at. You can have barbecues, you meet people when you're on vacation, you meet people everywhere, right? And it's so easy to expand your network by actually physically meeting people. The next place obviously is social media, and that is what we're going to be covering tomorrow morning. And now we're looking at the next piece is retention. So the connection piece is such a big deal for ordering customers. People come into our organization because of the connection that we have with them, because we do offer personal coaching. We do offer the resources that they need to get started on a product. It's not like walking into a health food store and picking a product off the shelf and saying, well, it could work, who knows, I'll give it a shot. And then, you know, you've taken it 3 days and you're like, no, not for me. But you had no idea that that's how you were actually supposed to be feeling in the first 3 days. And maybe the next month would have been fabulous, but no one told you that. That's why we're here. We're here to link arms and walk the journey with them, right? The connection piece for your ordering customers is so, so important. Now, we don't just drop people, even if they don't order. If they're part of your organization, to maintain that relationship is super important, because of the fact that people quit on themselves. They don't quit on you. People decide to stop things in their daily lives simply because of what they have going on in their lives. And if you ever want to see a place of where this happened, talk to people that run a gym. Like, what is their retention rate for memberships? It's extremely low. And you know why? Because people quit on themselves. It's not because they hate the gym. It's not because they hate the exercise. They have to keep the commitment to themselves, right? And I bet you anything, if you would look at how many people come back to a gym and say, oh, I have to get a membership again, I need to get back to exercising. This is humanity. This is what we do with our health, with our well-being, with our physical act, you know, with most anything in life. There will be an ebb and a flow. So keep connection with your non-ordering customers. You also want to make sure that you're focusing on the duplication aspect. This is where we're going to get into the gold, building gold and keeping it really simple. Of when you bring people in, are you talking about do you know 4 people that know 4 people? Because it takes the overwhelm away from, I have to find 20 people. No, you don't. You have to find 4 people, and those people all know people as well. And so goes the ripple, right? And then we set them up with 3-way calls or chats, because that is third party validation. If you have heard something from this one person over and over, and you're like, nah, I'm not sure if that's really, not surely if I really connect with that. And then someone else comes along, says the same thing, potentially maybe in different wording, or you're like, that makes sense to me. It's probably the same thing as what the other person said, but that's called third party validation. It just resonates with you when someone else also agrees and says the same thing. 3-way calls and 3-way chats are super effective for this. Personal development, another piece that we talked about in the gold challenge last month. The more you grow yourself, the more you're going to grow your organization. And so books that you're reading on personal development, podcasts that you're listening to, trainings that you are attending to, keep note of them, because they're really going to be a piece of your growth journey as well. And then, of course, as always, keep track of your personal VIPs and what they're ordering, where they're at in their journey, so that you can walk alongside of them. Sheila, did you want me to share the next document as well as you're going over it? Did you want to share that?
I can share it. I do have it open.
perfect.
I was thinking about what parts, because the 2 documents are pretty long. And
Yeah,
so I was kind of deciding which parts of it I wanted to share, which parts because there's 2 of them and they're both really good. And so I don't know, Mom, if you've already shared these in the team page.
have not.
Have not? Okay. Well, I'm sure we will.
Yeah, they are
And
PDFs, and so I need to make you can share a PDF, but it doesn't show well on Facebook. We have the other one that we have for the team page. All the links as a PDF in the pinned featured items as well. I think I might put them up there.
that's a good idea. And I'll put them in boards because they're very easy to use from boards.
Yes.
Boards is more PDF friendly. Okay, so I will share this first one. So another part, this was from convention, and this was Brittany and Christina's part. They had a breakout session at convention, and I wasn't in this one actually, but I have seen this same setup many times. It's like a confident conversation guide, and we have talked, it's basically a guide how to feel very confident when you're having a conversation with somebody. How when you walk into a conversation and people come at you with objections, you don't just right, because that's what I did, and I did for a long time, is, oh no, objections. But it's very important to learn that objections are good. Objections mean that somewhere in their brain there's a little door open that says this could be a possibility. Because if they just flat out say, no, I want nothing to do with you, shut the door, you don't have a door open. You have nothing. So if somebody comes to you with an objection, that is good, not bad. It is potential for you to work with. And you now know what their roadblock is in their brain. And that is a good thing, because they put it right up and out in the open. And so I actually had a conversation today. A potential of mine, her birthday was today. And so I reached out to her and I said, happy birthday. I hope you're going to have a really, really good day. And she thanked me. And I said, what are your plans for today? Like, do you have anything special planned? Birthday, saying happy birthday to people in Messenger, very powerful. And she's like, actually, I don't. I'm working so that I can take an extended weekend vacation with my family. And I was like, that's fantastic. What do you do for work? Another question. She works full time to pay off debt from going to school for a degree that she has never used, a 6-figure debt. And I was like, oh, honey, you have so much potential than to work in the insurance industry. You deserve so much more than this. And so I just asked, have you ever considered doing something like I do? Like, you would be really good. She's a health nut. She'd be really good at it. Have you ever considered it? No. And then she gave me her objections. And I was like, oh, she's too busy. I was like, but it's not a no-no. It's a no, I'm too busy. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And so I got to use a part of our story to share with her, to share with mom. Like I used part of mom's story and how mom used to be a working mom and she went to work so that we could have a family life, so that my dad could be home. And then I turned it around and I said, that's what me and my husband did not want. And so that's why we started this opportunity. She may not be ready now, but I promise you that is a seed planted. And I use that objection as an open door. So that is what this whole PDF is about. Your guide to mastering conversations. So they very much encourage getting people on the phone, because when you are on the phone with them, you can hear their heart to heart. Like you can hear people's tone, you can hear how they feel. If they are brand new, get them on the phone, like talk to them. So there's a lot here. There's a lot. So people like after they respond, I want results first. Exactly what you can say, how you can connect with people. If they give you a good idea. And the thing with all of this is you don't need to say this word for word, okay? That's why I'm not going to go through it in detail, is because I want you to sit down, read these, and then put it into something how you would say it. Because people can hear how we respond, and people know the things that we say compared to the things we don't say. And even if it's somebody that you don't really even know, I'm sorry, but they can feel the difference between if you're being genuine and if you're not. I have had a lot of people approach me and I'm sorry, I can just see it. You can just see if people are being truly genuine. It's just like if somebody takes a picture and you're like, that's not their real smile. You can see that they're holding back. It is tangible. So say it the way you would say it. That is most important. Remember, there's only one you in the world. There will never be another you, and the world simply needs you. It took a miracle to make you, and the world simply needs you. So there's a bunch of this. So this is the I want results first objection, and I would, but I'm afraid objection. I'm afraid I don't have enough time. I don't know enough people. I don't have the skills I take. This is often where we use the feel, felt, found method. I totally know how you feel. I felt, and very often, because we've all been walking through this road, very often I felt the same way. What I found is, and you can use the feel, felt, found for everything. And it's just a way of putting your experiences in so that they feel validated in where they're at, but at the same time, hear that, hey, it doesn't have to be this way. I do have the opportunity to change things. So this is, how many pages are in this? So here's another, yeah, go through this. I'm going to share the other one now. Opened up the other one because they're very loaded. There's a lot in them. So this one is more about social media, where the other one was actually conversations. So what to say, the other one was what to say when in each scenario of after somebody signed up, if they said this, if they said that. So I want you just to go through them, read through them. I've printed them off. Like we've had these in the past and I've printed them off and I've had them on my desk. And when I come into a scenario, I have them right there. And it just, even if you don't say exactly what they say, it gives you the confidence to know that, hey, this is what I can say. And this is how it could be taken. And the same thing goes for the social media aspect of this one is it gives you confidence to know what to do and to kind of know what the etiquette of social media and network marketing is. Social network marketing has a really bad rap in some areas. And so what we get to do now is to show up in a way that shows that we're different and that we do network marketing the way it could be done, should be done, but rarely ever is done. We do it the right way. So I loved this example. Christina's post. Somebody was interested. Kimberly Smith, I'm interested. Instead of dumping all of her information right in the comments, she says, I'm going to send you a message. I'm going to send you a message. And actually, one of my ambassadors from many years ago. Robin, she and I connected over a yellow dress that I borrowed for my daughter for a wedding. And she said this on my post. She's like, what is this stuff? And I was like, I'll send you a message. And she always said it made me feel like I was a part of some kind of special VIP club of some sort. Like I wanted in, like it made me like want to know more because, hey, I want to know what you guys are up to. Like, tell me. And then Christina messaged her. First of all, thanking her for commenting and then telling her story. Not dumping all the details, just giving a little bit. It's not a super long message, but just giving her a little bit. Can you tell me what's currently keeping you from feeling your best every day? For me, it was, what about you? Simple, sweet, to the point. And the same thing goes if somebody likes your posts. Very often, the people that like your posts, they are wallflowers. They're not quite brave enough to comment or to message you, but they're actually kind of intrigued. And so I often message them, or people that will literally watch my stories every day. Maybe they heart my stories, and I'll go in and I'll be like, thanks so much for watching my stories or for liking my posts. Your support on social media means so much to me because this is how I grow my business. Are you just watching to support me, or would you be curious to know more? Sometimes I've gotten yeses, sometimes I've gotten no's, but it's always a seed planted for them to know, hey, I'm here and I'd love to help you. And then they have the starting formula. I feel like this one should go in front of the other one. This one PDF should go in front.
Well, technically, I was going to do the other one. You were supposed to do this. It's
Should've
okay. Keep
Because
going.
your little layout just says confident conversations, but the other one says 1 and this one is 2.
Yes, it's because this one started with more of a product-driven reach out. The other one is business, right? And so
That makes
it
more
doesn't
sense.
matter. They can go either way. There's not a right or a wrong. I'm just going to follow up a little bit on the other one that you did. Keep
Okay,
going.
you can, yeah. Can you
Keep
see
going.
we
It's all good.
Can you see we fly by the seat of our pants, and this is why we have to actually sit down and plan what we're going to say at Gold School, because it could end badly. It could end badly. I did not know that. I apologize. His mom
Okay.
probably had a lot better things to say than I did. But yes, this one is more product focused, which makes a lot more sense. To start with this formula. So confident conversations, who you are inviting, how you invite depends on who you're talking to. So we know our crowd, we know our people, we know our circle. If it's somebody you know really well, you're not going to send them just some vague copy paste message because they're going to know it's not you. You're either going to call them or you're going to send them a very personal voice message. And you're going to have lingo talk in it that is just talk that just the two of you have because it's a personal relationship. Honestly, if you're going to send them a copy paste message, they will probably be really turned off. This is not you. You've been hacked. This is where you want to be you. You want for them to hear you. Obviously, you want to be you for every message you send, but personal relationships where you're super close, like if I think of one of my closest friends, if I was to now tell her about something, it would be different than I would say it to anybody else. So know your audience, know who you're talking to. If it's somebody like a coworker, there might be more of an acquaintance relationship, maybe not so personal. And so that is also going to change how you talk to them. And there are like different ideas here for each one. Maybe it's somebody that you don't really interact with and haven't interacted with for a long time. Again, your conversations are going to change how you talk to them. So like the lady that I spoke with today, we don't know each other at all. This was like somebody, a complete stranger to me. We've been friends on Facebook since the end of 2023, and I've been connecting with her since then. So how I interacted with her was more of a, hey, how's the weather method, right? Like it wasn't so deep, it wasn't so personal because I don't know her that well. I didn't even know what she did for work until today. So how you speak to each person is going to make a difference. It's like reading the room. know who you're talking to, know your audience. And they have little examples of each one in here, which I think is so great. And even the emojis added and like how they're put in life stuff. I love that. These are very good examples, very good examples. So what about when they respond? Do they have anything in here about not responding? No. So if they don't respond, which is very, very common, remember, like 1 out of every 10 will probably respond. And so you'll probably have a lot of no responses, and that's normal. To those, I don't just leave them right away. In 2-ish days, I'll come back and I will ask them if they read my last message. Hey, I know how busy life is. I know that you have a lot on your plate. I'm just curious if you saw my last message. Just that. Because knowing me, there's a lot of messages that I sometimes miss just because I will open it and then somebody says my name or somebody's crying or something's happening. I try not to, but it happens. It happens a lot. Yeah, it's okay. Can I have it, please? Thank you. It happens. And so very often I'll go back to people and they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. I saw that. I was wanting to respond, but I didn't. Happens. So always follow up right after, like a couple days after. Now, if they do respond, sure, I'm open to checking it out. Here's an example of what you could say. Awesome. I want to send you the best information for your specific goals. Because people will often be like, what's the price? Well, I never give them a price right away because there's no buy-in and I don't know what they need. I always say, I would love to share that information with you, but before I do, can we find out what will fit best for you so I can give you the best information possible? I want to serve them the best way possible. And by just giving them a price right away, I won't do that. It's not going to, I won't be serving them the way I could. And so she goes through this whole conversation. I would like to lose 15 pounds. So she keeps asking more questions. How's your sleep? Your digestive issues? Asking questions is the best way you're going to get to know somebody. It's not about you, it's about them. How's your sleep? How's your life? How is your activity level? Do you feel like you have a lot of headaches? Like whatever it might be, you can find in whatever they say, you can find questions to ask them. And this is a skill that you get to learn. And so it goes through this whole conversation. So you wait, so she sends her a video. Awesome. She tells her, I'll follow up and I'll check back in. Because it gives them a little bit of time, but it also tells them, hey, I know that I'm going to be checking back in with you. You wait a little bit and then you check back in. I am dying to hear your thoughts. What stood out to you the most? This is literally exactly what I say, which is awesome. She could relate to every single thing in that video. I felt like she was talking to me. May I ask what the cost is? Now you can give them the cost because now you know exactly what you would recommend to them. You know exactly what they would need. And so you can give them exactly a cost. This is the combo that I would recommend for you. Here's what it would cost. This is what it would look like for you. If you start with the triplex, I always recommend more products. I was like, the triplex is the foundation. But for you, I would also recommend the ease, the restore, and I tell them why. Follow-up flow. So this explains the follow-up. So like she explains here, typically 1 out of or 2 out of every 10 people don't respond, like we just talked about. And so I, just like we said, if they say no, thank you. Some people don't respond at all, and then I'll follow up with them. But if they say no, thank you, you thank them for getting back to you because it did take their time to get back to you. And then it goes through a flow of how often to check in with them. And this is exactly it. Ask for a referral and mark them out 3 to 6 months. Check in with them, connect with them, respond on their posts, check in with their stories. Just be their friend. And this is like a whole flow of that. I would really recommend going through this and keeping a list of all the names of the people that you have talked to. Because if there is an event or a sale coming up, those are opportunities to check back in with people. Hey, I just wanted to check in with you again because Plexus just came out with this new product called Restore that's all focused on liver health. And I know it would be amazing for you because I know that you're working on this and this and this in your health. It gives you opportunities to talk to them again. And then at the bottom here, we have common objections. And remember, we talked about objections are not a bad thing. They're a good thing. Objection. I tried Plexus before, but it didn't work. It didn't work, or you didn't give it enough time, or you weren't consistent. There can be so many different things. And then she goes over the objections. I can't afford it. And then she has responses towards the objections. I am already healthy, eat clean enough, not trying to lose weight. Everybody thinks they're healthy. I thought I was healthy. I'm sorry, I was so sick. Like seriously. Then that is the end of this one. But these are really, really good objections. And usually people have the kind of like the same objections. Like there's not a huge variation of objections. It's either it's too expensive, I don't have enough time, I am already healthy. Usually they're kind of the same. And so you can use these guidelines to go through them and to be like, okay, well, I could say this, or I could say that, or I could say this. And so I really like these. I would encourage you to print them off, have them on your desk, read through them, get to know them, because the ladies that made these, they are incredibly successful and they know what they're doing. It's not just somebody, random person making something. It's from their experience that they're talking, and they have experience. And so, Mom, I'm going to give it back to you, and I'm sorry for taking your
Oh,
spot.
no, oh, good. You covered it well. I'm just going to add a little bit to it. I think the main piece that we're trying to share here is we, just like Sheila just said, we learn to develop these skills as you're having conversations. When I first started, I was shut down by pretty much the first objection that they gave me. And then later I would realize, oh, they had joined under someone else. What even? I told them about Plexus. It's not how it works, friends. Because I myself now, if I want to go and get something and someone recommends something to me, I'll be like, so why do you recommend this to me? Why would I want this? How is this going to make my life fabulous? Tell me all about it. And I want them to ask me questions. I want them to tell me, this is why you need this, right? They're offering a solution to a need, and that is what we do as well. And so this is a guideline. Please do not copy and paste. Use your own authentic self to make these conversations. What will happen when you have these papers on your desk as you're having conversations is your brain is going to get triggered and say, oh, there's an answer to that. I can go craft that from that thought and make it mine, right? It'll be genuine as you're making it your own. And so there is also another piece to this. I'm quickly going to cover it. There's a customer care document that is really fabulous as well, because it'll be more for you than it'll be for them. And if anything, I'm trying to find my share button here. If anything, we are known for good customer care. It's this one. Just going to go over this a little bit. It'll give you the daily outline of how to take care of a customer. And honestly, guys, this is your dedication to actually wanting people to stay, right? It's not like, you know, oh, bang, I have a customer, now let them figure it out. I'm scared to suggest of what they should be doing because of their objections. You have to be bold and you have to say, I'm going to give you good customer care and I will walk this journey with you. Are you willing to be coachable? Like this is something where, you know, if the trainer at the gym said, well, I'm not sure if you want to do 5 more reps, but you know, kind of be nice if you did. The trainer is going to be like, honey, you ain't getting nowhere. You don't do 10 more reps. It's like they're very bold with what they suggest because you want them to achieve the results that they came for, right? Our products work. We all know that. The results are around us everywhere, okay? And so again, good scripts, good ideas to step in and say, this is the coaching that I'm going to give you for your health journey. This is the document that we're going to share as well. A lot of very, very good ideas of how to help your people through detox or getting into their website, finding their referral links, suggesting things of where, you know, they're creating habits in their products or what more to add, even as much as using their perks and stuff. These are all conversation pieces. And so I am going to grab the other one and quickly go over that one. So this one was the confident, yeah, mastering your guide to mastering business conversations. So here's the thing. Oh goodness, Marge, get with it. So we want to have people that we're doing business reach outs for, okay? We want to make sure that I'm just really having issues with my screen today. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. We want to make sure that we are not just bringing sick people into our team that we feel like we have to care for. You want to go find people that actually want to make money with this business. You want to go find people that know people, that are strong, confident people, right? And we have to show up as that as well. And so with that being said, you want to make sure that how you're talking about the business is a really big deal. Okay, now let me open this one and not click on the side of it, note to self, so that it doesn't close again on me. All right. This is where there's only a couple things that I'm going to cover here simply because Sheila already did, but there's a few things that I want to mention, even if you have the exact guideline of how to talk to people about our business. If you do not hold the belief about yourself that you too can do this, they will feel it. They will feel the tone on your voice. They will feel the belief that you're transferring to them. They will feel that you're not confident or bold about the business that you're building. The more passion and the more excitement you will have for them, not just for you to sponsor a business builder, but for them, the belief that you have in that person. If you get them on the phone and you're connecting about starting this journey and you sound timid and a little bit not sure, they're going to feed right into that. That's the path that you're going to go down. And so there's a couple of things that getting on the phone with a strange person can be awkward. That's okay. That's okay. You know, like tell them, hey, guess what? I'm not super good at getting on the phone with people, but I still appreciate that you got on the phone with me. Tell me about your day, and then we'll get on with it. I just have a few questions for you. And make it about them. Make it about them, that you are excited for them, because you know what? Even 100% without you, they could be a diamond in this business. 100%. So take yourself out of the equation and make this about what you see for them in their future. If you don't know them, ask them about their family. Ask them what they work. What do they love to do? What are their hobbies? Do they love people? Are they an introvert or an extrovert? And then you can relate as you are having this conversation, okay? That, my friends, is called your posture. It's not your back of how straight you're sitting. It is the posture that you are emitting as you are sharing something that you value deeply. When I share about the business, I have to remind myself that even when I smile on the phone, when I'm talking to someone, people can feel that. People feel that you are genuinely invested. They also feel if you're confident and bold. And so as you're going through and asking them, you know, are you considering sharing about these products? Or has that, have you ever considered doing what I do? I ask that a lot. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? It's a simple question. And I let it hang there for a bit simply because I want them to think about, what have I seen Marge do? What does Marge do? Marge shows up at social media. What does she actually do? And then I ask, are you curious about what I do? Like, I'm not going to tell them all these things if they're not, but lead into by what they actually are sharing with you, right? And so again, there's responses. Sheila talked about this one. I would, but I'm afraid. These objections, guys, these objections are the exact same objections every time, exactly the same as the objections are the same for the products. It's either cost or time or I'm healthy for the product objections. And for the business, it's kind of like, nah, I really don't want to do that. What's that? Ask them, what is that? What is their perception of what you do, right? And then the other piece of this is, okay, so there's definitely money to be made. And so you're going to be feeling out what is their need? How are they portraying the need that they have? And what can you speak into that need about making money, right? But the other piece that they will feel the most is your heart stance on what you are sharing. And so that's why I talked about confidence, being bold, and having a passion for what you do. And so a big piece of this is, how do you show up online? That's why we want to talk about Amber's social media training tomorrow morning. How do people perceive what you have put out online? Okay, so there's two different things that you'll see happen a lot of the time. You'll see people show up online, and then you'll meet them in person, and then they're totally different than what you had assumed that they would be. And that's a really weird feeling, because you're like, but on her post, she's this and this. I have extreme conflict when I meet people for the first time in person and they're completely someone different. Make sure that the two of you are aligned and that they are the same, that your heart is the same person as what you put on Facebook. It's way easier to put up pictures, to put up a reel and be funny and add some words to it when you're alone in your room, on your couch, or in your bed and posting something, than what it is to show up in front of people, right? So be your genuine self online, that when people do meet you, that your heart stance is exactly the same as what it is on your online presence. Your heart stance is also going to tell them how much you actually care about their success, or if you're more concerned about how you are showing up and what other people will think about you. So you get to decide, am I thinking about myself? Am I going to feel like, oh, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, and what is she going to think about me? Are you going to be consumed about that? Or are you going to be thinking, I wonder how this could work for her. I see that she has a really good online presence. She's a very genuine person. She has excellent skills and she, does all these things. Are you going to be thinking about them? You will be projecting that in your heart stance towards them. And so really want to encourage you to put those two together, your posture and your heart stance. And then we will be sharing all these PDFs in the team page and also on boards, and continuing our IPA and our Going Gold chat. Okay, so Barb notified me to this during our meeting here that Agatha was actually online to share her story. I'm so sorry that I didn't know, but I'm so glad that you're here. And if you would like to share that now, we would love to hear it.
Hey, can everybody hear me? Am I good?
You're good. You're good.
Awesome. Well, this is what happens when you meet Barb in the grocery store 2 times in a row in like 2 weeks' time, if that. I always find her very inspiring. She sent me some little questions to kind of help me because I did not have time to prepare anything. I heard about Plexus from Barb. She's known her for a long time, and she was, ooh,
It's okay. Take your time. We love stories here, and oh my. Cat and a dog in a house doesn't work. Go ahead, Agatha. Sorry.
when I was diagnosed with skin cancer, she obviously knew that there was things that she could help me with, and made the effort to drive out to our house and come visit me and talk to me. It was amazing. Didn't know her that well. And I just felt cared for. Took me a while to actually try the products, give them a real shot, but and I should mention Joanne is my sister-in-law, Joanne Dick. She's has awesome testimony that she needs to share. Her results really spoke to me, like it, and made it real right in front of me. And so when I did try the products, I was very, very much in love. And so thanks, Barb. I don't know, I can't even remember how I felt before. I don't know. I just know how it feels when I do skip a day and I don't take my vitamins, or I miss my drink. I feel so sluggish and so, I don't know, not good. You can just, when you miss a day or get busy and forget them at home or stuff like that. I know a lot of these people on here probably don't know me. I have 5 kids, so my life is usually run by my kids, kind of around my kids. So there are definitely days I forget, and definitely that's one thing in the future I do want to make sure that I'm not trying so hard to do so many things that I'm not doing anything well. Like the things I'm doing, I want to do them well. Which is maybe part of the reason why I'm not usually on here. I feel like I'm too busy with other things. I'm not focused. Don't know what they're going to talk about. Don't know what all these things are. Yeah. I want to do the things that I do well, but the changes that I have seen in my body are amazing. And I know that it's just because of making a commitment to take my vitamins, take my drink to work, and make sure that I keep a stash there to that I am worth investing the time, the things that we're so used to investing in I'm so used to investing in other people that you forget sometimes that I'll do so much better with helping other people if I'm also actually functioning well. So I've learned that, I guess, the hard way in some ways, and that's okay. Still learning, always learning. Yeah, so in the future, I do want to make sure that I don't and forget and just recognize that it's worth it, and that hopefully that will help other people. I'm very much about physically meeting people, talking to people, being connected with people. I can be on Facebook. I love seeing stories, connecting with people that I don't otherwise see, but the people that are physically in my life, I love actually being around people and connecting with them that way. So, yeah, so hopefully, I don't know, I'll find ways to connect with people physically, and hopefully they will see genuinely and learn that they are also worth, even if it is expensive, which is what I used to think until I realized that we pay that at a restaurant for one meal and we could have supplements for a month. And, these things that maybe people will see from me. I often get asked, what's that drink when I have something, when I have an active, or I carry those around with me. And yeah, it's a good opportunity. People will, I guess, get to know me, and hopefully that will be a good thing. And I mean, if eventually if I want to work from home, I could see this being a really good fit for me. Right now, I work at the school where my kids are, which I love. So yeah, let's go from there. And thanks for the time, everybody.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Hey,
You're welcome.
I love what you said about it takes some of us moms a long time to understand that putting ourselves first is actually a benefit to our family. And we often, I think most of us here would say that we have placed ourselves on the back burner because there is so many other people to take care of, especially in the baby having years, right? And it's just all of a sudden you realize you're not doing them any favors. Like mom, first and foremost, needs to be healthy in order for the rest of the things to fall into place. And so you are so worthy of being here and having this. Thank you so much again, Agatha. And thank you
You're
for
welcome. Thank you guys too.
vulnerable to share your story, because sometimes we feel like it's too hard to share it, and yet it's so powerful for those that are in the previous situation of where we came from, right? And so very powerful. Be amazing if you would just do a quick write-up and put it into the Wellness Collective. We'd love to have it there. All right.
I'll give that some thought.
Okay. I'm sure Barb can help you with that. Yeah.
I'm sure
And
she
when Barb shows up at your door, it's always a blessing. I love that she did that for you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here tonight, for sharing, showing up, making this a priority. Have a wonderful Tuesday night. And I'm just quickly going to go post it in the team page for tomorrow morning. We're going to do the watch party for those of you that want to do Amber's training. Have a great night, guys. Take care.